With the success of Shin Megami Tensei 4 on the Nintendo 3DS and Persona 5 on the PS3 and PS4, many people, including myself, wondered when was Atlus gonna announce the next entry in the Shin Megami Tensei franchise. Luckily, we didn't have to wait long, because on November 2017, it was announced Shin Megami Tensei V is coming. It would be exclusively on Nintendo Switch. Here we are in November 2021, and the game was released just 9 days ago to overwhelming positive reviews. But just how good is this game, and can the Switch hardware actually handle such a beautiful and ambitious title? I hope you guys enjoy my review of Shin Megami Tensei V. Shin Megami Tensei V is a role-playing video game that's set in modern Tokyo. You play a high school student who is unexpectedly drawn into investigating rumors about demons appearing in a tunnel with some of your high school friends. After a very strange and mysterious earthquake occurs, the player falls unconscious and he awakens to find himself in this post-apocalyptic version of Tokyo, Japan. And after traversing for what seemed like a while, he's attacked by demons but saved by an unknown being who simply goes by the name Anogami. After choosing to fuse with Anogami, you are transformed into this very weird looking but quite beautiful being known as a Nahobino. Now, I could go on and on about the story and the deep philosophical and religious meanings of this game, but honestly, you're better off experiencing them for yourself, because this is just one beautiful story-driven game. I mean, this game is very deep in religion, philosophy, and just morality as a whole, and it's scary. Well, it's fun and scary to really see your choices and your decisions have such an effect on not just the world around you, but also your fellow characters. I mean, some of your choices and consequences, some of your friends, your in-game friends, some of them might not agree with them. And it really shows the views and moralities of the game as well as these characters. And it really kind of shows yourself what are your own personal views on certain topics and certain, aspects of this game that you normally would not even think about. Now, I feel like the game's biggest strength is its gameplay, nonetheless. I mean, Shin Megami Tenseis are known for being these great dungeon crawlers, these great turn-based RPGs, and this game is no difference. It's not only huge for a Switch game, this is huge. Not like Breath of the Wild huge, but this game is pretty huge, and you can see yourself searching for demons, searching for artifacts, and just searching for knowledge about just what happened to this world. It could be very daunting at times, but it could also be very liberating as well, because you're traveling to these sections, and when you unlock these new sections, you just feel like the world is getting bigger and bigger, and it could be liberating because it could make you more excited about exploring these beautiful worlds. I mean, it's great, but since it could also be so time consuming, the concept of the leyline fount as this one-stop shop for everything, buying, selling items, fusing your demons, healing, saving, fast travel, it really makes traveling this open world, less daunting and more fun. But honestly, sometimes I feel myself just traveling around looking at these ruined buildings and the train stations and just taking in the vastness of this world. But in my opinion, the best thing about this game is the actual gameplay mechanics. I mean, not just the battling system, but this whole concept of recruiting demons into your team I mean, this isn't like Astral Chain where you bond with the chimeras, or the famous Pokemon games where you capture the Pokemon in actually Pokeballs. You know, these demons have their own personality, their own charm, their own charisma. Sometimes it feels like they're making their own plans. So in a sense, you know, the game really makes it kind of challenging and almost like an investigation to find out these demons' little quirks and personality traits to make it easier for you to like recruit them. Sometimes it's as easy as just talking to the demons for them to join your team, but in some cases it could be as challenging as giving them the right item that they ask for, or negotiating Maka or actually HP in combinations with items to actually get you to convince them to actually join your actually team. And sometimes the demons could outright just ignore you and don't join your team no matter what you do. So it really forces you to learn common traits and common characteristics of the demons, and you know, that just makes the game that much more fun to play because you have to learn the demons, you have to learn about them. Another aspect of the gameplay is the battle mechanics and the battle sequences itself. Even though this is a turn-based RPG and you could plan your attacks thoroughly, learning the type advantages and the weaknesses of demons could honestly make your game play beautifully, or it could be a living nightmare. It could be like hell, because you can't just button smash the attack button and just watch the animations. Demons could also have an advantage over you. So not only are you having to learn these weaknesses and the advantages, but certain skill sets as well. You can't just go in there button because you're going to die a lot, especially in these larger sequences with like the abscesses and the bosses. You're going to be dying a lot if you don't take the time to learn your demon strengths, your demon's weaknesses, as well as the strength and weaknesses of the demon opponents. I feel like this aspect really makes the game replayable, and it really makes the game interesting because, you know, these gameplay mechanics are not brand new. They're actually very old, but it's just fun, you know, watching the demons talk to you and learning about them and using them in battle just to see like, wow, this demon's really good against this type, or okay, this demon is not so great with this type. With everything that's great about this game, one of the things that is not great, and probably one of the biggest frustrations that I have with this game, is the performance. I mean, I feel like this game, with all of this open worldness, this vadness, the beautiful high-res assets, the beautiful high-res textures, the beautiful detailed world and detailed demons, all of this just comes at such a huge cost. And the cost is performance. And it really is a shame, because going through my entire 4-hour gameplay footage just for the frame rate analysis, I did not see this game maintain and at times never reach its 30 FPS target. Okay, the simplest opening scene where you're in the high school, very little is going on. You know, you just have your character, the homeroom, a couple of students going on, and it's not maintaining 30 FPS. And the further you go, and when you eventually get to the open world aspect, the frame rate dips become worse, and you're rarely seeing 30 FPS. And it could even drop to as low as the low 20s, sometimes even teens. And this is very sad. I mean, you think, okay, maybe the battle sequences, you know, since it's a more confined environment, maybe you could, reach that 30 FPS target more consistently. Not even that. Not even the battle sequences does it maintain its 30 FPS target. And it really, it's really frustrating because it begs the question and it gives this impression that maybe the decision to have this game on the Switch was not such a good idea, because this world is so big, it's so vast, you have such high detailed models, high detailed environments. Are the compromises worth it? I mean, if they decide to do patches later on to fix the performance, was it worth it? Because you're kind of destroying one of the biggest positives and what a lot of people, including myself, love about the game, which is the art style and the art direction. Lowering the resolution of these textures and these assets, might kill, the beautiful detailedness. And it begs the question, would it have been better to have this as a cross-platform title on the PS4, Xbox Ones, and maybe even a PC version as well? Maybe that would have been a better option. Overall, the game is great. If you could live with the sub 30 FPS performance pretty much 99.9% of the time, Shin Megami Tensei V is a great game, and in my opinion is a must play for anybody that loves the franchise or is a fan of RPG as a whole. And as always, if you like this video, please leave a like, and if you want to be notified for any more videos that I do, just click that subscribe button. And as always, have an awesome day.